Hi guys, I'm here to bring you your This Week at Access video for the week of September 22nd to September 26th. So, as a reminder, on Saturday of this week, so the 27th, Emily is having a mobility class. So, sign up for that either online or using the app sooner rather than later. I really recommend those mobility classes, and maybe you'll learn something that you can do at home on your own to help with your mobility. But getting into our workouts for the week. So since we just hit a 3 rep max last week, we're going to take a break from the back squat, bench press, and deadlift, at least in a strength training sort of way for this week, and do some more full body cardio based movements, but still hitting our squats, pressing, and deadlifting, pulling. So on Monday, we're going to have an AMRAP 20, and it's going to have 10 dumbbell thrusters, 20 sit ups, 30 alternating dumbbell front rack lunges, so that'll be 15 on each leg, and a 400-meter run. For this one, you can scale the weight of the dumbbells for the thrusters and lunges. Um, if maybe you're having some shoulder issues, you could do dumbbell front rack squat or dumbbell front squats instead of the thrusters, or you could do air squats and lunges without any weight, whatever you got to do, and a 200-meter run instead of the 400-meter run. Then on Tuesday, we're going to have a longer EMOM. So there should be roughly 30 seconds of work, roughly 30 seconds of rest. It might be a little more work and a little less rest for some minutes, or it might be a little less work and a little more rest for some minutes. You might have to scale as needed on this one, but it's an EMOM 30. Minute 1 will be 20 alternating dumbbell snatches, so that ends up being 10 on each side. Minute 2 will be 12 plank pull-throughs, so that ends up being 6 on each side. Minute 3 will be 12 burpees. Minute 4 will be 15 kettlebell swings, and minute 5 will be 5 pull-ups, so strict pull-ups. So to scale this, you can scale the weight of the dumbbell for the snatches or the kettlebell for the kettlebell swings. You can you can also scale the weight of the dumbbell for the plank pull-throughs. You can scale the plank pull-throughs to shoulder taps, and you can scale the pull-ups to 5 banded pull-ups or 10 ring rows. And you can scale the number of reps as needed if you're not getting enough rest time. Going on to Wednesday, we're going to retest our max push-ups in 2 minutes. So if you weren't here the last time we tested it, or maybe you're really close to your goal and you want to push yourself a little bit harder, we're retesting that. And then we're going to have a partner workout, and it's going to be 5 rounds each for quality. So this is not for time. So your coaches would rather see you do these movements with proper form instead of rushing through it to try to get a really fast time. So you're each going to complete 10 Z press, which I'll talk about that in a second, 5 rollouts, and 10 Pendlay rows. So partner 1 will do 10 Z press, and then partner 2 will do 10 Z press, and then partner 1 will do 5 rollouts, and then partner 2 will do 5 rollouts, and then partner 1 will do 10 Pendlay rows, and then partner 2 will do 10 Pendlay rows. And you can scale the weight of the barbell as needed. This one's on the lighter side. It's 95 for men, 65 for ladies, so you can scale that weight as needed so that you can move with proper form. You can use dumbbells in place of the barbell. If you are going to use dumbbells instead of a Pendlay row, it'll just be a regular dumbbell bent over row. And you can scale the rollouts to 5 rollouts using the ab wheel. So I'll talk about the rollouts a little bit more in a second, but those are done with a barbell. Or you could do 10 V-ups or a 30-second plank. So our Z press, some of you may be familiar with this movement. Some of you may have never heard of this before, but it's like a strict press, but you're sitting on the ground with your legs extended out in front of you, and you have to really fight to stay nice and upright. Your body's going to want to lean back and kind of turn it into a little bit more of a bench press, so you got to stay nice and upright, press that barbell up overhead. Our rollouts, we use them with a barbell, and if you're doing them, make sure you have 25s on your barbell. So for the women particularly, since the RX weight is 65, you're just going to have an extra pair of 25s with you to throw on the barbell for your rollouts. But you put your hands on the bars, you're on your knees and then you roll out forward and come back. If you've seen people do these with ab wheels, it's like that, but we're going to use the barbell. And then the pendlay rows, we've done these before in the past, but it's like a barbell bent over row, but every time you're going to come back down to the ground and touch the ground. Patrick really likes these. But your coach will tell you a little bit more about these movements when it's Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we're going to spend about 10 minutes working on our Turkish get up, so you can either practice your technique and become more comfortable with that, start building in weight a little bit, or if you're feeling ambitious, you're feeling good, you can try to go for a heavy single or even a 1 rep max on each side. And then we're going to do a workout that I'm calling Martha. So it's going to be 7 rounds for time of 20 seesaw lunges, so 10 on the left, 10 on the right, 30 sit-ups, and 40 double unders. So you can scale your double unders to 120 single unders, or if you're still working on your jump roping, 80 single unders. And you can scale the reps and rounds as needed, but try to push through with the numbers if you can. If you have an injury or something, scale as needed, talk to your coach. Then lastly, on Friday, we're going to have a skill work session, and we're going to be doing ring muscle ups, but hear me out. It's going to be a progression for strict ring muscle ups on the low rings. So everyone can do this, and your coach will walk you through it more when it comes. I'll just give you like a brief synopsis, but you're going to review what the false grip is and how to properly do the false grip. And then you'll set up with the false grip leaning back with the rings. Then you bring your knuckles together and then you bring them to your chest. Then you rip your shirt open and you do a really fast sit up, and then you push your arms straight and your feet are touching the ground. So you can use your legs for assistance. This is just really good skill work to feel the different movements that are incorporated into a ring muscle up. And then if anyone's feeling ambitious and wants to try one on the high rings later, you can do that. That'll be about 10 minutes of skill work for that. Then we're going to be doing a hero WOD called DT. So we've done this in the past, and we've done a couple variations of this before. We've done a partner DT. This is a relatively popular CrossFit WOD. Like I said, it is a hero WOD, so keep in mind when you're doing this that you get to do this. So it is 5 rounds for time of 12 deadlifts, 9 hang power cleans, and 6 push jerks. There are some techniques and strategies and tips for this workout that your coach will go over with you before class. But one big tip I'll give you is if you're going to take a break on your 11th deadlift, shake the hands out, take a little break, and then do your 12th deadlift and go into your hang cleans. This just prevents you from doing unnecessary extra reps. But like I said, your coach will talk to you about it more when it is Friday. I hope you guys have a great week of training, and if you have any questions, reach out to accessstrengthtraining@gmail.com.